Hello, I'm Julie Bell, and I'd like to share with you how I've experienced God in my life. On this Easter Sunday, I want to share with you something very special that happened in my life, which gave me such hope. It was on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2022, about a year ago, when God showed up large and in charge. It was a typical Monday, and I was babysitting two of my grandchildren. When their mom came to pick them up, around 5:30, I got really nauseous and I threw up 3 times. I totally thought I had COVID. But then after the 3rd time, I started having crushing chest pain right here. And I had my husband call 911. In order to breathe, I had to pant like a dog, and it was the absolute worst pain I've ever felt. The EMTs arrived quickly. They did an EKG and immediately loaded me up in the ambulance to go to Lewis Gale. It was 4 of them, and every one of them and everything was moving at warp speed. And in severe pain, I felt very anxious and out of control. I am the queen of anxiety. My anxiety was rising with every single question they asked me in the ambulance. And what I wanted to say, there was no time for prayer. So what I wanted to say was, "Dear Lord, please stay with me. I trust you." But that came out all wrong. And what I actually said in my own mind in the ambulance was, "God, don't you dare leave me. And I trust you with all the details of this." So it came out all wrong. I got there and I knew they wouldn't let JR in the hospital because of all the COVID regulations. I got him in anyway. But they rushed me to the cath lab with what I counted was 11 people working on me. The funny thing was that I noticed I had 0 fear, 0 anxiety, and I was full of peace that passes all understanding that you read about in the Bible. During the surgery, my cardiologist saw the picture come up on the screen when the camera got in, and he said, "Oh my God." And it got dead silent in the room. I was still awake even though I was supposed to be asleep. And what he saw was a 100% blocked LAD artery that is known as a Widowmaker heart attack. It is the deadliest heart attack, and only 6% of people live to tell about it. He then said, when he saw it, "There is divine intervention going on in this room." A few seconds later, he had to place a stent, and I learned later that it has powerful pressure behind it, and it's very difficult to put in a 100% blocked artery. Mine slid in like silk. And again, he said, "People, there is major divine intervention going in this room." Most people believe that miracles only happen in Bible times, not in today's times. But I'm living proof that miracles happen now. What happened to me was a miracle, and so much so that my doctor wrote the words "Miracle Girl" in all caps beside my name on my digital chart, and I was called that by every single nurse and every doctor for 3 solid days. I saw my cardiologist last week for a 6-month checkup, and I asked him, "Why did you say divine intervention in that room twice?" He said he was basically thinking out loud, but he wanted to make sure his team knew that they were witnessing a miracle taking place, because what happened to me never, ever, ever happens. God never left me, even though I didn't ask him in the nicest way. The Holy Spirit comforted me and calmed me, and God gave me a second chance for a reason. And I sure pray. I sure pray that I don't let him down. Life hasn't always been easy for me. I was married at 21, divorced at 24, remarried at 26. I had 17 surgeries, a miscarriage. I gave my sister my left kidney in 2003. I've lost both my parents, 2 sisters, and more friends and family than I can even count. God has been there through it all to comfort me, strengthen me, and love me, even through all my sin and ugliness when I feel so unworthy to receive it. I can't even imagine going through life without God in it. The joy in my life has nothing at all to do with circumstances, but everything to do with Him. He loves me, warts and all, through my anxiety, my temper, my sharp tongue, my impatience, my type A personality, and even as my young son says, me being 2 cent Sally, always having to give my 2 cents, all of it. I'm not afraid of death or dying because I know where I'm going and who I get to spend all eternity with. If you're feeling hopeless right now, I want you to know that Jesus will give you both comfort and courage to face whatever it is you are going through. He is mighty, He is able, and He loves you and wants more for you than you're able to even dream of for yourself. Hope is about perseverance. You have to hang tight and allow God to work on your behalf and fight your battles for you, and He will.